Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wingcat Sports, and it's the Lions draft talk on top of other news that's happened. This will be our normal rumor video. The main thing this video is going to be our draft picks. We'll start off talking about Jamo and Hutchinson getting their fifth-year options. All the trade rumors going around with Jamo potentially being shipped off during the draft or for not, and he will be with us for a fifth year along with Hutch, and they'll both be playing for their contract extensions coming up.
It's awesome. I mean, like I said, you know, I think both things. Jamo is picking up his option was great, um, and picking up Hutchs. I mean, like I said, this is gonna all work out. I think I'm trusting in Holmes. I think Zadarius Smith will re-sign with us and take care of that whole edge rusher thing.
I don't know, actually.
I think he will.
He might. I don't know. Because of the draft picks, I don't know. Well, we'll see.
Now, I did hear that they did try to move up to take one of the better edge rushers, but they just couldn't do it. They couldn't make the deal.
Well, they also
But
they passed up on one of the higher ranked guys. I think there's problems with Mike Green. But I mean, they passed on him almost twice.
Yeah, I mean, they like their type of players. They don't like these guys that you need to convince to play hard. I mean, they like these guys that are self motivated and have that motor, and you don't have to teach that. You don't have to get these guys to run through a wall.
Well, the first draft pick was Tyleik Williams, a defensive tackle out of Ohio State. A lot of people think they reached. He was ranked, I believe, like 63rd in the draft. So they moved up.
They didn't have a choice really much when you look at what's happening with this team. You know, Aleem McNeil's out till at least Thanksgiving, and he isn't going to be Aleem McNeil right away coming off. So this is a long process. This guy is basically here to stop the run.
I'm about to say he's a run stopper. He had a few sacks in college. Had a total of 11 and a half sacks in college. He had a good amount of tackles though. Overall, so I mean, he should be good. He'll be good on the inside. Obviously, again, we trust Brad Holmes. Every single year, we always question exactly what his ideas are, and then they always end up working out. At least for the beginning part of it, most of them work out. But I don't think it was a bad first pick. He played well in Ohio State, and I think from there, you're going to be in a good position overall with how that line is and the line in the future because it's not even this year, right? They're probably not going to re-sign Reader, so he will end up sitting in that spot.
Now, Reader was okay last year, right? I mean, I don't think the guy was all pro last year.
No, but I think they'll save their money.
Well, right. What I'm saying is this was almost a no-brainer pick. You had to take the defensive tackle. You had to pick somebody in the middle because
and right now you're not sure about Broderick Martin, neither.
Right.
He hasn't done much, so you don't know what he's gonna do. Right, he's supposed to be your big guy in the middle to help. I mean, you might eventually be sitting with Broderick Martin getting off the team because he has not progressed enough.
Right.
And it is what it is. Not every draft pick is going to work out for Brad Holmes. And, as long as you're not wasting massive draft capital trying to get these guys, it's not the end of the world. Second guy we took in the second round, Tate Ratledge out of Georgia. He is an offensive guard, bolstering up that offensive line, getting ready for Decker and Ragnow mostly to retire. This is the biggest thing. Like, what are we going to do from here on out? Right? You know that you have one of the better offensive lines, and you do have a young core behind it, with Mahogany likely going to be getting some more playing time this year with Zeitler leaving. This also allows for another young guy to blossom into this massive offensive line that we have built.
Right. I mean, like I said, you have to keep this going. We have to protect Goff, and we have to be able to run the ball. That's what we are. That is our identity. We're a run first team, and we got to have the horses up front to,
I said you have a lot of questions right now with who we drafted the past couple of years. Where's Manu at? Where's Soar still at?
Right.
In these lines.
Working out.
Now, I don't know if it's that they're working out. It's just you have all these good offensive linemen in front of them.
Well, true.
So what are you gonna do? You can't be playing Sorsdal all the time when you have this full line. I don't expect Ratledge to get a lot of time in his first year or two,
People are saying
but
he might start. He might start over Glasgow.
I don't know. We'll see. You're gonna go younger. They're trying to get younger with the line, and that is what we are kind of headed towards. A lot of these older guys retiring. Third pick, kind of a surprise. Again, they overall, if you look at each of the guys they drafted, they all say kind of reached. But this third guy, he is from Michigan. Isaac Tesla. He is a wide receiver out of Arkansas. Apparently has no career drops.
No, that was pretty amazing when you think of
So
it. People say he has hands that are just amazing. That he's got vice like hands. And
he
when he
he
gets
only
to the ball,
played
he doesn't let go.
he only played 2 years in Division I football. I believe he was in a small college in Michigan. For a little bit before he left.
Maybe
I
he's
believe,
from Hudsonville, right?
but he is from
Where they make
Hudsonville.
the ice cream, I think.
He is from Hudsonville. So they got a homegrown uh wide receiver, and again, he didn't do terrible in Arkansas either. Again, apparently no career drops, and he has over 60 receptions throughout his Division I career.
Well, right.
He is he had over 500 yards last year and had 3 touchdowns, 5 in total in Division I football.
Well, it's like Brad Holmes type pick. This guy, when Holmes likes somebody, when he is intrigued by somebody, he doesn't really give a crap about what round it's in or anything else. He wants the guy. So yes, he probably took this guy early. We probably could have taken him later, but he wanted him, so he took him.
Yeah, it's along those lines, right? It is a pick that he has done multiple times. You take a wide receiver. I said we were going to probably take his wide receiver in the third round. Before it even started, he always takes a wide receiver. Whether they're on the team or not is a question by the end of the year. Because again, you do have a lot of young guys on top of your main of Jamo, St. Brown, Khalif Raymond, Tip Patrick. You got guys like Tom Kennedy, Antoine Green, who have been on this team for a while. And, they're just here overall just to fill a roster spot and potentially be some special team guys. But he has a real running to be on this team and a future player on the team. Let's moving on. Our third pick is another guard out of LSU, Miles Frazier. I don't really know too much about him. I didn't really do a lot of research on him before. But again, you're bolstering up that line. Like we said, you probably were going to bolster up either side. Again, don't really know too much about him though.
Well, from what they said, like I said, this guy has some injury history, but he is a tremendous pass blocker, from what they said, and he's somebody projected to add a really good depth to the team, if anything else. But lots of people had him projected to go as high as the second round if his health hadn't been an issue. It's nothing major, but these things happen. They affect your play during college and affect your draft stats.
Yeah, I mean, again, depth pieces for the line, and again, like I said, you're getting younger. Your offensive line is fairly old in terms of professional athletes, so it's just getting younger. I mean, besides Penne, all of them are well near the end of their careers, so it's just getting younger, and we'll see what happens. Next pick was what most of us were waiting for the whole draft. You wanted an edge rusher, and Brad Holmes went and got Ahmed Hassanin out of Boise State. He is the first Egyptian drafted. I believe he was born in the United States, but he grew up in Egypt. But he's the first Egyptian to be drafted to an NFL team. And he has a very, very good energy from what I saw. And I think he did play pretty well at Boise State. But they're not giving me any stats to go off of.
Well, he had something like 29 sacks in 48 games. And he does have a high motor. Like I said, he's self-motivated. He just started playing football 5 years ago. He's got the build. little short for what the Lions usually like. But no, I mean upstairs though, above the neck, and the guy's got the right attitude. This is what the Lions like. These guys, they like these guys that'll run through walls. Didn't he say it was funny? Somebody said he said he'd die for
Yes.
for
He said, "Run
Coach
through a wall."
Campbell.
I guess he
I'm
was. It
like,
says
that's a
birthplace
little
Cairo,
much,
Egypt.
but
So I guess he is from Egypt
that's a
fully,
little
and ended
much.
up going
But
to college in Boise State. But he grew up there in Egypt, and again, he seems like he is going to be a very good player. He could potentially be a steal, but we'll see what ends up happening. He seems to have a very good energy and the very much the type of player that Dan Campbell would want on his team.
right, you're drafting from here on out. I mean, from basically the third round on, you're drafting for what you think they can develop into.
Yeah,
It's not it, and maybe even the set this wide receiver we took, but we're drafting high now, so it's not. We're
you're not
not.
getting a lot. Like your last two picks are
We
in the seventh.
gotta try to get those diamonds in the rough.
Your last two picks are in the seventh round. I don't really know how much they're going to affect the team besides special teams. But you got Dan Jackson, a safety out of Georgia. Um, Overall, he had 4 career interceptions in his 4 years at Georgia. Overall, decent amount of tackles. I think he also did one punt return. So there you
I,
go.
there's just something like I said. I have no idea what this guy is if he's going to be on the team this year.
Probably, I would say probably not. He's probably going to be a
Right.
practice squad guy.
But
Once you get this late, you usually aren't
you get
sitting
these
on team.
guys
But he
because
might be amazing. He might have come out of nowhere. But you're sitting on two really good safeties in general. So I don't know where he's going to sit outside special teams because you're not going to replace Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph out
nope,
there.
you're not.
So he's probably going to be more of a special teams guy.
Right. No, I agree. And find another spot for him if you can.
And last guy that we drafted was Dominic Lovett, a wide receiver out of Georgia. Again, will he make the team? Will he not? You're in the seventh round. Question marks. He played 2 years at Missouri, 2 at Georgia. Didn't have a lot of touchdowns, 13 career collegiate touchdowns between Missouri and Georgia. He had a few rushing attempts at Missouri for his 2 years there as well. And he has had return attempts in Missouri as well. But overall, again, he's just a guy who will he be the team or will he be practice squad? Is he going to be an Antoine Green and just barely see him unless we absolutely need somebody,
Right.
or is he going to be on the team?
This is what happens when your team is good. You don't have. You're hoping maybe 2, 3 guys out of the draft will stick. Even Tesla could be a great wide receiver, but do we have the room for any more? That's the whole thing.
It's basically fighting for the 6 spots because you're sitting on Jamo, Amon Ra, Khalif Raymond, Tim Patrick. I know it's your basic 4 that you have.
Right.
Right. So you're fighting for that end spot between those 4. And basically it's right now it's a bad Tesla could be that 5. Are you going to carry 6 wide receivers and then Dominic Lovett get lucky, or is it Tom Kennedy or Antoine Green finally going to make the roster?
Right.
Like what is going to happen? You're going to have a little bit of a wide receiver battle, and it's going to come down to special teams. It's basically what they're going to do. But overall, I don't think it was a bad draft for the Lions. I think they did well drafting. And again, you got your young guys for the future in Jamo and Hutch staying here for an extra year. So you're doing good there too.
Yeah, I think I said the Lions are in good shape. I think that they are still the odds-on favorite to win the NFC North.
I think they're up there again. There wasn't really much improvement from other teams besides Chicago. How much did Chicago improve? Really is the question. Green Bay hasn't really amazed me this offseason, and neither has Minnesota. But we'll see what ends up happening. Minnesota was good last year, so we'll see how they play this year. But they lost Sam Darnold. We'll see how JJ plays this year, and hopefully he does not get killed. Schedule release is May 13th, so we can finally have full on schedule breakdown for you guys coming up soon too. But hey, we'll see how this off season continues on. With all that being said, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, let us know what you think about the Lions draft. and what they did good, what went wrong potentially in your opinion. Until next time, let's see everybody soon.